Hey guys, SD here, back with another video. Today we have another 2022 NFL mock draft with trades. I'm going to call it fantasy style, just like I did the first one. This is becoming a little bit of a series. You guys really liked the last one apparently, so I'm going to put out another one. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get straight into the picks. And I said straight into, before we do that, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It would help me out a ton. If you could also hit the like button, that would be ideal as well. It would help me hit the dream. I'm trying to get 50 subscribers. I think I'm at 24 right now, so it would help me out a lot. So thank you for your time. Now let's get straight into the video. Number 1 overall, I have the Jaguars taking Evan Neal, tackle out of Alabama. I think he's a very, very good player. This might upset a few people, but I do really, really love the pick. I think he's a great player. He's an insane tackle, so strong. There's still competition for tackle number 1. Ikemi could be up there as well. If you guys can hear some background noise, there's some people downstairs. My brother is working on a project for school, so you probably can't hear it, but if you can, that's the explanation. He's also a very loud person, so that would make sense. Anyway, to pick number 2, we have Aiden Hutchinson going to the Detroit Lions. I think they'd love to keep the Michigan guy in Michigan. Detroit is obviously there. Next up, we have Houston Texans. Not much explaining to do with that pick, by the way. Probably one of the best players in the class, top 2, top 3 player in the class, so it makes sense. Kyle Hamilton, safety at Notre Dame. This does need some explaining. So, I've given them tackle before. I've given them corner before. I've given them quarterback. That's a lie. I haven't done that, actually. I don't even know why I don't think I've done it. I think I may have done it, but I didn't post a video about it. Because 3 is just so early, unless they trade back. So, obviously going offensive line is boring, and I understand that. And there was a Texans fan in one of the last videos when I went tackle, said they shouldn't go tackle. It's hard to make a pick when there's so many people on your team that you need. So that's just my explanation. Here I'm having taken Kyle Hamilton. Is that less boring? Safety at number 3 is pretty crazy. But, obviously I love the pick. He's an insane player. He's a generational talent. We haven't had a safety go top 5, I think, since Jamal Adams. So I think this will be, and he's deserving of it. Kyle Hamilton's a dog, dude. He's so good. However, that leaves the Jets with a great spot to take KAYVON THIBODEAUX, edge out of Oregon. Arguably they don't need edge particularly. They could trade back, but it's hard to trade back because might need tackle as well. I mean, it's just such a valuable pick at 4. You could trade for a lot of things, but there wasn't a great spot to look back at, so I kept him at the pick. KAYVON THIBODEAUX, the reason they don't particularly need edge is because Carl Lawson and John Franklin Myers are already there. However, what I'm thinking here is you can push John Franklin Myers inside next to Quinn and Williams sometimes when you run 4-3 packages and everything. So I like the pick a lot. At number 5, I have Ikem Ekwonu going to New York Giants. I don't know why that took me so long to get out, by the way. It was stuck on the tip of my tongue, even though I could just read it. I don't know. Tackle at NC State. He's a sick player. Like, if he becomes tackle 1, he could go at number 1 overall. It's very possible. There's 4 players on here that it's very possible could go number 1. Probably not Kyle Hamilton just because of the positional value of safety, but I like Ikem Ekwonu. I think he'll help the Giants a lot. Next, I have the Panthers taking Malik Willis, quarterback out of Liberty. Now, this could easily be Charles Cross, Kenyon Green potentially, maybe Tyler Linderbaum. Could be definitely anywhere on the offensive line. I have Malik Willis as my QB1, even though a lot of people don't have it, and that's totally okay. I have him as my QB1 just because the arm strength, the running talent. I mean, he's so good. He's super positive off the field. You just really need to work on making reads down the field. I like to compare him to Justin Fields a lot. Can run, has incredible arm talent, can, obviously is pretty smart, pretty nice off the field, but gotta work on the making reads because that is a killer in the league. So I'd probably guess he has a similar season to Justin Fields when he gets drafted, if he is even the starter. So that is my thoughts on that pick. Those are the thoughts. Obviously it could be any other quarterback as well, but I really like Malik Willis. Number 7, I have George Karlaftis, edge at Purdue, going to the Giants. Not too much explaining to do. I feel like every mock video that you watch probably has Karlaftis going to the Giants or around this pick, maybe the Falcons next, but that is what I'm thinking about for this one. This is a very controversial one, okay? So, Andrew Booth, cornerback at the Clemson, I have going to the Falcons over Derek Stingley if you're taking corner. There's 2 real reasons for this. 1, maybe 3. 1, like Andrew Booth has played better than Derek Stingley this year because Derek Stingley has only played 3 games. Okay, that's part 1. So injury prone. Right. 2 is, you can pair a Clemson corner with another Clemson corner in your team at A.J. Terrell. So you take Andrew Booth and A.J. Terrell, have a nice cornerback duo for the foreseeable future. Hopefully pick off Brady a few times if you're Atlanta. So that's what I'm thinking. It's a very controversial pick to have him going over Derek Stingley. If you're any team below this, you're probably pretty happy that Derek Stingley's still available. But I think this is a good pick, and I think he's probably my CB1 now. Just needed to really man up and make the pick, because I know I'm going to get hate for this as well, by the way. But yeah, I like the pick, and I think he's the best corner in the draft now. Kenny Pickett, quarterback of the Pitt, to Denver. I know a lot of people want Malik Willis to go to their team if they're taking quarterback just because he's an exciting player to watch. However, Kenny Pickett probably has the highest floor and will be the best quarterback immediately in the pro game. So I do like the pick quite a bit. And Denver, you're probably a quarterback away from playoff contention again. So I like it. And obviously this year was crazy. Any team was basically in playoff contention. But I think next year things settle down a bit. I think they'll definitely be in playoff contention. So Derek Stingley, cornerback at LSU, to the Jets. I think the Jets could definitely use Derek Stingley, and they're pretty happy probably that Andrew Booth was taken first so they can grab Derek Stingley. I think any team would be happy with either of the two, so I like that pick quite a bit. Football team is up next. I hear they're going to pick their name soon, so I hope I don't call them football team too much anymore. I've heard admirals, I've heard commanders, I've heard generals, and I've heard defenders. I think it's going to be commanders, though. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, their pick is at 11. I have them taking Sam Howell, quarterback in North Carolina. Why not? He has great arm talent, can definitely run the football. Interesting throwing motion. Sorry, there's a bang. Interesting throwing motion, but obviously I really like this guy. I've started watching some more tape on him. I really like him. His throwing motion, as I just said, was a little bit weird, but, and his stock for some people has dropped down quite a bit, but I think that's because he's playing for one of the worst teams right now just around him in North Carolina. A lot of people left last year, and it's hurting him and his value, so. I have the Vikings up next. Never mind. I have Vikings trading with the Raiders. Raiders, why not trade out Vikings if you're wondering why they're trading down. Top 2 corners are off the board, and Kyle Hamilton. So there's not a great pick for him here. Roger McCreary, if they trade back, will probably be available at their spot anyway. So why take him here? Well, you can get some extra value. So they're going to trade away 12th overall pick, and a 6th round pick next year, and receive a 2nd round pick next year, number 22 overall this year, and a 7th round pick next year as well. So they get some extra value next year just to drop down 10 spots. You can say what you will about this trade. It's just mostly about the move up here. Don't worry too much about the picks that are going and leaving and coming in, I guess you could say. So that being said, Raiders are now on the clock, and they will be selecting Tyler Linderbaum. Interior offensive line out of Iowa. ideally center, but can play guard as well. Obviously, I really like Tyler Linderbaum. I was contemplating him going earlier in the draft as well. Ravens down the board are probably a little bit upset about that, but it is okay. Kenyon Green will probably still be available at that point. But Tyler Linderbaum, I have him taking here. I really like Tyler Linderbaum, as I was just saying. And I think it's worth a trade up for the Raiders just because he won't be there later in the draft. And they need offensive line pretty badly. This is your Rodney Hudson replacement. Drake London is the first receiver off the board at the USC going to the Browns. It's the first time I've done this. It's a bit bold, but I really honestly like the pick quite a bit. Obviously this could be Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, any of them. But for the first time I have Drake London coming off the board first. He's just a big target that not a lot of teams really have. Great hands, great route runner, glides down the field. And when you're big like that, you need to be able to make those contested catches, and he can make them. He's like 6'5", something like that. I mean, he'll help him out a ton. He's going to be, Calvin Johnson-esque, just with his size and strength, in my opinion. Next up, Ravens offensive line. Didn't put interior, exterior, tackle, whatever you want to call it. I just put offensive line because he can simply play anywhere. He's played guard, tackle, maybe even a bit of center at Texas A&M. I really like him. I think the Ravens, needing to improve their line, will pick him up. So I like this pick a lot, and I'm going to take a cut here because I need to take a call. Alright guys, I am back. Just had to take a call real quick, but yep, there's the pick. Kenyon Green, offensive lineman out of Texas A&M. I like the pick a lot. Next up, we have the Eagles taking DEVIN, edge of the Michigan. Obviously, I pre-record some of my videos. I've done a few mock drafts where David Ojabo slips in the 20s, and I got pretty upset with myself for that, but he just ends up falling in some of these sometimes. So this one he slips to 15, but I like the pick a lot. Obviously, the Eagles, obviously the Eagles have back-to-back picks here, so if you want me to take the next guy earlier, you can do whatever you want, but it doesn't really matter who they take first. Here I have Ojabo going first, but their next pick at 16, I have Chris Olave, receiver out of Ohio State, going here. Obviously, I love this pick because I don't think they'll be able to let their receiver need fall because the Saints will probably take receiver at 18. So, like it a lot, and I think, taking receiver here is a safe move because maybe you can take a linebacker later or potentially another spot of need. So, I like the pick. We're going on to the Chargers. Jordan Davis, IDL out of Georgia. Big man, D tackle. He'll stuff the run, and they can't do that right now, so that'll be a big help for him. So I really like this pick. And obviously, before the Eagles pick, where they're hoping to pick up linebacker, the Saints are going to be taking receiver. So it was smart for the Eagles to take receiver when they did. Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State going to the Saints. Sure-handed receiver. Has great route running, obviously great hands as well. And I just think he's overall a good player that will help out the Saints. This could be Jameson Williams as well, but, with the injury, his stock will fall probably into the 20s, so have him going there. I feel like I've said that in a few videos as well. What am I even saying? As well. So, at number 19, Eagles, I think their draft has gone extremely well in the first round, obviously. Took Olave when they wanted him. Devin LLOYD, the second player the third, I guess, player they would probably want, comes in. If you want me to possibly go edge, you can go, with a different edge, you can go Travon Walker and then take Nakobe Dean at linebacker, and so you have two Georgia guys. Just get some good chemistry going into this next season for the Eagles, but I like that pick. Next up, we have the Steelers. Charles Cross is still available at 20. I think you have to take him. I don't think it's really even a question anymore. I think, you can maybe pick up a receiver, quarterback in the offseason, in free agency. So I obviously love this pick, and I think it'll help them out a ton. And if Charles Cross, who I was contemplating taking at 6, falls to 20, I think you have to take him, especially with your need at offensive line. Also, there's a lot of talking going on downstairs still, so ignore that if you can hear it, but sorry about that. Number 21, my New England Patriots on the board. Got to get Mac a weapon. Jameson Williams is available. I say he fell in the 20s. You know, obviously I want my team to grab him, but I do like this pick a ton, so he will go here. Number 22, where the Vikings have traded back. As I said, they could get Roger McCreary here before. He's available, but I haven't taken Ahmad Gardner, cornerback out of Cincinnati. I think he's probably maybe even the second best corner in the class. I think Derek Stingley's fallen quite a bit, but obviously he's not going to go there. He's going to fall down quite a bit, but I think it's warranted. You know, there's a few teams here in a row that could take corner. It might go corner, corner, corner. I kind of forgot how I set this up, but next up we have Roger McCreary, who could have gone the pick earlier. Goes to the Cardinals. You know, build up that young, talented team. And I think they're going to have a decent year next year. They just need to maintain being good. Like, they started out this year amazingly well, and they finished out the year pretty terribly. In fact, one of the worst records in the league. Obviously, you know, Jets, Giants, but Lions, but you know, they lost to the Lions, and that is not good. That really can't happen. So here we go. Next up, Trent McDuffie, cornerback of the Washington, going to the Cowboys. I've given him safety a bunch of times, but recently I've been going Trent McDuffie. I mean, every single time, just because he's kind of a hybrid safety corner and has amazing talent in zone coverage. So that's what we're going with. Next up, we have Traylon Burks, receiver out of Arkansas, going to the Dolphins. Next best receiver probably off the board. Maybe Jahan Dotson can go here, but just with an extremely amazing weapon, I think this could help him out quite a bit. So obviously, this helps a lot. Next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Why did that take me so long to get out? I don't know. But I haven't taken Bernard Raymond. Tackle out of Central Michigan. He's just so physical. He came from, like, I think Austria or something. He's amazing, though. He's so physical, and I think teams will fall in love with that. And they'll be able to take him in the first round without thinking, maybe we can get him in the second. I think he can come in the first round pretty easily. This could be Trevor Penning, could be Nicholas Petit-Frere. But I have it as Bernard Raymond. Next up, we have the Bills. And this has happened 2 times in a row, I think now. Trevon Walker, edge of Georgia, I just let him fall. I think we're about to get a few Georgia players back to back here. But, yeah, I think edge out of Georgia, he's just a little bit too good to pass up on at 27 for the Bills. Help out that pass rush, make him even scarier. So 28, Nakobe Dean, linebacker of Georgia. That's back-to-back. There might be another one. Yeah, so I think this is another pretty big need for the Lions. One of my first, actually I think it was the first video I ever got a comment on, John Campler, I think his name was. I'll always remember you, man. First comment. He asked for a linebacker for the Lions, and I totally agree with him. He specified Devin Lloyd, but however, he comes off the board a little earlier here, so the Lions will have to, suck it up, take what they get. But obviously, Nakobe Dean's amazing, so they should not be too upset about getting an amazing player. Next up, we have the Chiefs taking George Pickens. Georgia. This time it's a receiver. Now, I always like to describe George Pickens. You can kind of pick him up, place him in a pick. Let's get some ASMR content. I don't know. But, yeah. George Pickens, obviously, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Even leave him in the block, give him some shovel passes, lay him up in the H-back. You can get him in, at running back and designed handoffs, designed tosses. He can run in that magical offense that the Kansas City Chiefs possess. And obviously, best offense probably in the NFL, maybe Bucks are up there. But they're just, you can't really stop them. And, when they want to, they will annihilate you. It's impossible to stop. Obviously they're just so good. And adding George Pickens, I could just ramble all day about how good the Chiefs are, but George Pickens will make them even better. So, there we go. Finally got that out. Next up, John Dotson, receiver out of Penn State, going to the Buccaneers. Recently, I've been giving out a lot of receivers in these mock drafts. I'm not exactly sure why. Finally breaks the streak of Georgia players, by the way. John Dotson, real reasoning for this is the Buccaneers could potentially lose Chris Godwin this offseason. Potentially, or not potentially, already lost Antonio Brown. So if you don't re-sign Godwin, you lose Antonio Brown, all of a sudden your three-headed dragon, really, at receiver just becomes a one-headed dragon, right? And you really want probably two receiving threats, and Jahan Dotson is probably the biggest, how do I put this? I'm trying to think of a way. Really the biggest just replacement for Chris Godwin. I mean, it's kind of saying, it's funny that you say I'm saying, well, I just struggled a lot there to get that out. It's pretty interesting that I'm saying, biggest, because he's not too big, but had probably the best hands maybe in the class. Obviously Garrett Wilson's great, but Jahan Dotson is just a great Godwin replacement. He can do everything Godwin can do, probably right away as well, so that will help them out quite a bit. Let's move on to pick number 31. Now, we are coming towards the end of the video, so if you guys have enjoyed, please make sure to hit the like button, and you can subscribe as well. It would be very nice. I've been getting a ton of nice comments recently on my videos, so thank you so much. And the dream is to hit 50 subscribers soon, so someday we'll get there, I hope. So yeah, if you could do me a favor, help me out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe button. That would help me out a ton, so thank you. Let's get right back to it. It's too much begging. Number 31, Cameron Thomas, edge of San Diego State. Now, you've probably never seen me take Cameron Thomas, ever. In the first round, I do like him, though. I think he's one of the best edges in the class. Jermaine Johnson and Cameron Thomas, for me, are kind of a toss-up. But yeah, at San Diego State, he's had a great year. He's improved his draft stock immensely. So yeah, I think he's going to have a pretty good season when he comes in his rookie year. He'll be pretty underrated, and I think he'll help the Titans out a lot. Now, obviously, it's interesting with the Titans because, they ideally want linebacker or receiver, but really a lot of the receivers are off the board unless you want David Bell. And, let's be real, you don't want to take Christian Harris really in the first round, or Henry To'oTo'o, or whatever, however you say his name. I don't even know. But yeah, it's an interesting pick, but I do like Cameron Thomas. Next up, I have another new edge in the first round. I'm just trying to toss some new guys in there. And, this is fantasy style, so obviously. I would have liked to put more trades in here. I just never really found an opportunity to do so. So next time, I kind of, took you guys out of the whole point of the fantasy draft with some trades, but only did one. I think Miyashi Sanders out of Cincinnati, edge, is a great player, and I think he'll help them out a ton. Just be another great edge rusher on that Packers team, and really help out the defense, that young and growing, amazing defense. Give Aaron Rodgers some help, maybe convince him to stay with some of these picks. So, yeah, I love the pick a lot, and we're just trying to toss some new guys in there. As I said, fantasy style, we can throw some more guys in there. So, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun making it. As always, I really like to make these videos for you guys. So, make sure you like and subscribe. Smash that like button, guys. I apologize. That was terrible. But yeah, if you could hit the like button, subscribe button, that would be great. Help me out a ton. And until next time, see you later.